The question I get asked the most and what people find most profound is how did you get a high income career without a degree? Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. I done it. I'm telling you that you don't need a degree to get a high income career. At the age of 10, I was working my family business. My dad used to say, if you know, he was an immigrant. He came over, he had to provide for his huge family. And he said, when I was 10 years old, you know how to read a newspaper? Start working. Start working at my family restaurant, kebab shop. I was flipping pita breads and burger buns and helping put in doner kebabs and clean dishes and take telephone orders and all those kinds of things. I cleaning and everything. I was doing that stuff at the age of 10. By the age of 30, I was then I took over the business. I was running the business. Yeah. I then I thought, yeah, having a business, people, if someone asks you, oh, you've got your own business. Yeah, I had my own business. It's a family business, but the amount of time and effort I put in, there was months when we were short-staffed. And I was putting 20 hours a day in, at least 20 hours a day, for months on end without taking days off. And I recently got married. Yeah, it's not the amount of time and effort I put in. Yeah, the money was okay, but my work-life balance wasn't there. I got into taxing so easy. I mean, what kind of skills do you need to taxi? Drive a car? I mean, I've been driving uh way before I was legally allowed. When I used to go on holidays, I used to drive. My uncles and stuff taught me. Um, but cousins taught me. I was driving at a very young age. I love driving. I got into taxing, easy money, very flexible, was able to start a family. Yeah, it's really good. But I didn't have all these things. Like I always wanted a professional career. I wanted to get into something more, but I didn't have the education. I didn't have the skills. I never applied for a job because I'd been self-employed essentially for my whole life. Like I said, never applied for jobs, so I never even had an interview. These are things I didn't have. I didn't have a CV. I didn't have any of these things. But I realized that I had an opportunity where I could invest. I saw one of my cousins get into privacy, and I was like, I didn't think much of it. I really didn't think much of it. I thought it was, yeah, he was taxing as well. He's getting into, he's doing some sort of course. I just thought, yeah, he's probably gonna get back into taxing. He completed the course within, I think, 6 or 7 months from investing in himself, his time, effort, money, sacrificing so much, but he landed a career in data privacy with no previous experience. Yeah, he had a degree, but that degree didn't really, it had nothing to do with getting into privacy. I don't think it helped. He went along, he done this. I thought maybe there's an opportunity, maybe I could do this. I was driving back on a taxi run from Heathrow. I think I'm not a kind I wasn't even the kind of person that listened to podcasts or I wasn't even on Facebook on social media, hardly at all. But for some reason I saw a post that he was in a on a podcast and I clicked it. So I was driving back, I was listening to it. He even told me about this podcast. I was like, nah, it's just what's it gonna be? What's he on? What I listened to it and straight away, as soon as I finished listening to it, I called him. I said, get me in touch with your mentor, the person who taught you, so I can get on the course. I don't care. Whatever it is, I want to get on it. He got me in touch. I started speaking. It's sort of like an interview. I mean, like I said, I've never had an interview before in my life. I never had any of these things, but I spoke to him. I said, went through all the things I went through. He's asked me loads of questions. And at the end, I think my mentor saw a lot of himself in me and what I'm going through as well. So he gave me that opportunity. Yeah, it was a very, very big investment. I didn't have the money. I didn't have that kind of funds. To invest that kind of money. At that time, I would have said investing 100, 500, 1,000 pounds is a lot of money. Investing tens of thousands of pounds, yeah, it's something that's unheard of to me. But you know what? I invested. I asked family members. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. I wanna go ahead. This is probably my last opportunity. I'm already like in nearly my mid 30s. This is my last opportunity. But really, that was just my mindset. But it pushed me, gave me a fire, a drive to move forwards. I got all the money together within a matter of, I think, a week or something, or a few, it was less than a week. I got it together and I was like, I'm ready to invest. I want to go through. So I didn't know anything about data privacy. Nothing. I did not even, I think I heard of the term GDPR and stuff a few times, but I didn't know what it was. I had no background in this, but I learned within the cohort I was in, we had lawyers, we had professionals in there, and myself. Yeah, you can say taxing is a profession, having in the restaurant is a profession, but in my mind, I used to think of sort of office based and high income careers and things that you can do. Yeah, I went through within, I think, it was a month and a half. It can take people 2 years just to get this certified information privacy professional Europe certification. I would say it's the gold standard. Some people won't, but that's my opinion, and I think it is the gold standard. This certification was one of the elements that helped me get a high income career. I went within, so that was a month and a half. I was the first person to get certified. People who were lawyers, like I think straight after they saw me, they saw that I was a taxi, Ubering and trying to get into privacy. They thought if maybe they think if I can do this, they can do that as well. And I was like, wow. And they went on and then they got certified as well. In the space of 6 months from me starting to me landing a career, and guess what? I landed a career as a data protection manager. Unheard of. I mean, I'd love to hear some stories about other people. I'm not trying to boast myself and but yeah, within 6 months, without knowing anything, no background qualifications, no applying for jobs, skills, interview, none of these things before previously. But I went on and I got that data protection manager position. It changed my life. It actually changed my life. It was something that was just amazing. I was so happy that when my manager called and offered me that job because I think it was a month and a half or 2 months went, if I remember right. And I thought I didn't get it, but my wife is like, "Don't worry, just be patient, you'll get it." I applied for hundreds of jobs. I mean, I go through all this stuff in my with my cohorts when I go through my programs. There's that stuff I do to show people it's not rocket science. What I learnt, the privacy side isn't that complicated. It's not technical. It's just you've got to go through and learn what it is, ask the questions. That's how I learn. The biggest part was shifting mindset. I know it sounds like it's like everything I invested, I would have paid just for the mindset training. Forget all the other stuff. The mindset was the key. It taught me that every single skill is learnable. There is no skill that is not learnable. Yes, there's talent you can say. Yeah, talent can take time but skill, one of my mentees was saying the other day, they're in a profession, um, there's nothing wrong with and people working is amazing, but you've got to start learning to value your time. What is your time worth? Why is it that you can't do more? They were saying about one of their colleagues, one of her colleagues was in the same profession, doing the same kind of work as they are, but they were just putting the time in to learn new skills. because the company was investing, like they're saying, go and learn this. If you want to learn this, we'll pay for this. One skill after another, one after another, one after another. And they were thinking, how is that? How are they doing that? What's the difference? What is the difference between yourself and this person? Yeah, they got all these skills, they got all this knowledge, they got all of these things, but what have they done? They just learn some skills. They weren't born with these skills, they learned the skills. Why is it that you cannot learn these skills? I was thinking, why can I not learn these skills? It was the biggest thing that shifted me. And yeah, I was able to get to where I am. And now there's honestly, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm in groups, I'm in my network. I used to hear it before, your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. The amount of opportunities, not just financially, but the amount of things that I get given and things I can do, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. You won't believe it. Yeah, if you want to get to these high income careers, by the easiest thing is to get into privacy. I would love my main mission is for people to understand that they can, if they want to, they can achieve these high income careers. They can get into these careers. It's not rocket science. It's stuff that is taught. It is a skill. You just have to find the right person, find the right system that's going to help you. That's what I do. I have a system. My system is very simple. Number one, my 3M system, I call it. Number one is mindset. You need to shift your mindset from a fixed to a growth mindset. Number two, mission. You need to have a mission that gets you motivated, to get you where you want to get to. What is it you want? Number three, the moves. How do you get there? What is it you need to do to get there? Mindset, mission, moves. It's simple, but you need that time and effort that you put into it. I can become, if hand on heart, if you tell me that, can you get into this profession? Can you do this? Can you be like this? Can you become a doctor? Can you become a lawyer? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever the profession, I will tell you, hand on heart, I can do it. I can become that. It just depends on the time and effort that goes in. It might take me 50 years to get to that. But by the shifted mindset, I haven't said, I can do it. Yeah, it might take me a long time to do it, but I can do it. Why can I not do it? What is the difference between me and all these other people? Everyone has 24 hours in the day. Everyone's able to do things, learn things. I mean, yes, your environment and things can change, but it's down to you. So if it's something that you guys want to get into, if you want to get into privacy, I'm like I sorry, I missed the whole point. I want to say what my mission is. My mission is to show people wherever they are, whatever job profession they're in, that they can get high income skills that are high in demand that will get them those high income careers. And you can start living a life by design, not in default. Live a life that you design, you intentionally design that you want. You can start going on holidays 3 times a year. You can start, taking time off. You can invest in these things. You can, whatever it is you want to do, you can do. Just start. You just got to take that step. If I can do it, I keep saying it, people are amazed and they think I'm being very humble. I am not. If I can do this, if I have been able to get to where I am, and I'm not the brightest person in the room, but I am the expert of my own life and what I've gone through, and I'm able to give that back and pass it on. If I can do all of this, why is it you can't do these things? Just take that step forwards and do it. Whatever you want to get into, just take the action to do it. Honestly, so many things I there's so many things I want to teach. There's just so much time I have. I'm limited to what I can do. I've got to I've got to allocate my time. But I'd love to teach as many people as possible and to show what it is they can do. But you need that right attitude and you need that fire.